Hello, I'm Darlene, and this video is about what goes in a log, specifically for those who are homeschooling in Pennsylvania. I want to help you understand what the Pennsylvania home education law requires you to include in your log. There are only about 20 words in the law about logs, and there are probably that many interpretations about what goes into one. What really matters is knowing what the home education law says. What your evaluator wants to see in your log also matters, but if your evaluator requires you to do much more than the law says, I recommend that you think about finding a new evaluator. There isn't even an entire sentence in the home education law about logs, just part of a sentence, and it says that the portfolio shall consist of a log made contemporaneously with the instruction, which designates by title the reading materials used. Those 20 words tell us three things. First, you must have a log. Second, your log must be made contemporaneously with instruction. Mark Twain said, "Don't use a $5 word when a 50-cent word will do." Contemporaneously is a $5 word that means during the same period of time, so your log must be kept during the same period of time as the instruction. And that means you're not going to create your entire log at the beginning of the school year or at the end of the school year. You're going to add to it as you go through the school year. Now, the third thing it tells us is that your log must designate by title the reading materials used. When I read that, I interpret it to mean that the law requires a log to contain only the titles of reading materials, not authors, not publishers, not page numbers. And I don't see that the law requires you to keep a detailed log on a daily basis. I'm of the opinion that reading materials means curriculum, at least. Many families like to keep a list of books their children have read for their own pleasure, and that's fine, of course, but I'm not convinced that the law requires it. The Bible says there's safety in a multitude of counselors or advisors, so let's see what others say. I'm not an attorney, so you shouldn't take anything that I say as legal advice. I can tell you that the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, or HSLDA, recommends that homeschoolers in Pennsylvania keep information on the textbooks and workbooks used throughout the school year. HSLDA is a nationwide organization founded in 1983 by two homeschooling fathers, and their contact information is in the resource sheet for this video. PHEA, P-H-E-A, is a statewide coalition of homeschoolers founded in 2002 whose primary purpose is to provide accurate information about homeschooling in Pennsylvania. PHEA says this about your log. You're not required to supply your evaluator with detailed information about your daily routine. You may choose to keep more detailed records for your own benefit, to discuss with your evaluator, or in the event that the school district should ever request more documentation. But the law doesn't require that. I find that most homeschool families do keep records beyond the titles of the textbooks and workbooks they use. As I evaluate for families, I urge them not to spend extra time creating records to impress me or to meet someone else's standards. As long as you do those three things the law requires, you don't need to feel anxious about your log. And those three things are, you must have a log, your log must be made contemporaneously with instruction, and your log must designate by title the reading materials used. Now, if you still have questions about your log, I want to hear from you. I'm here because I like to help homeschool families, and I want to help you. By asking a question, you're going to get the answer you need, and I have an opportunity to help you, which is what I love to do. So click Ask Darlene at the top of the page. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.